Okay, in this problem, he said that f is an odd function. Therefore, we have f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. So I have f of minus 11 pi by 6 is equal to minus f of 11 pi by 6. So that is minus, what do we get? 3 sine 11 pi by 6 plus 4 cos 11 pi by 6. So that is minus 3. 11 pi by 6 is 330 degrees. So I'll have this as minus 1 by 2 plus 4 times root 3 by 2. So I'm getting it as 3 by 2 minus 2 root 3. Let's go to next problem. In this problem, you see, we know that argument of z1 by z2 is equal to, one of the arguments is arg z1 minus arg z2. Also we know that argument of z bar, if I take, one of the arguments of arg z bar is minus arg z. So as he said that z1 and z2 are conjugate to each other, see, from this we will get argument of z1 minus argument of z4 plus argument of z2 minus argument of z3 we are getting. Okay, and we know that z1 and z2 are conjugates. Therefore, argument of z1 is, one of the arguments is minus of arg z2. Therefore, as arg z1 is minus arg z2, one of the arguments at least, so I have this plus this is actually 2n pi we have to write, but we don't have like that, so I simply write 0 here, and similarly this is also 0 I get, so I am getting whole thing as 0. Actually we know that it is 2n pi, but among the given options we have only 0 there. In this problem, if I call this matrix as B and this as C, I have A, B is equal to C. Now from this I get A is equal to B in C into B inverse, post multiplying both sides by B inverse. He is asking for A inverse, so taking inverse on both the sides I get A inverse is equal to B into C inverse. So B I already have, I need to find C inverse. Now if you observe, the C is nothing but the combination of these two elementary matrices. You see, I can see C as product of two elementary matrices where the first one interchanges the last two rows. That means it is like this, and again one more which interchanges the first two rows, which is nothing but this one. So observe that this is C. Now we are looking for C inverse. Now if I call this as P and this as Q, this is nothing but Q inverse into P inverse. And we know that for elementary matrices, these two elementary matrices, inverses are themselves. Therefore Q inverse is nothing but 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0, and P inverse is nothing but 0 1 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. So if I multiply, we know that the characteristic of this matrix is interchanging the last two rows of this matrix. So I get it as 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 0. That is C inverse. And now we know that if we post multiply any matrix with this matrix, it will change the columns of this that matrix. Now if you remember, start with identity matrix like this. It's 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. You can see that what happened here. If these are the columns 1 2 3, columns 1 2 3, you can see that here they became like this. This is 1 now, this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. So that is the same effect you get when you post multiply a matrix with C inverse. That is the effect you see in the product. So when I take B into C inverse, the effect will be in B, in the columns of B. So the columns of B will become like that. They will become first column goes to second place, second column goes to third place, and third column comes to first place. Like that you will get ultimately when you take the product. So it is going to be, the required matrix is going to be nothing but, it's 2 2 1. First column went to second place, second goes to third place, no sorry, the first column went to second place, so it will be 1 0 0, and second goes to third, and third comes to first. So this is the answer you are looking for. This is the matrix you are looking for. So if I assume P of x as ax square plus bx plus c, then I have P dash of x is equal to 2ax plus b, and P double dash of x is equal to 2a. So if I call Pi of x as ai, bi, ci, then here I'll have like that. So this will be 2a. So my a of x will be, it will look like, the first entry will be, say it is a1x square plus b1x plus c1, then it is 2a1x plus b1, and then it is 2a1, and similarly a2x square plus b2x plus c2, 2a2x plus b2, 2a2, and this is a3x square plus b3x square plus c3, 2a3x plus b3, and 2a3. Let me go for the determinant of this matrix. So I'll get here determinant. Now you can see that if I replace C2 by C2 minus x times C3, I'll have it as determinant a1x square plus b1x plus c1, b1, 2a1, a2x square plus b2x plus c2, b2, 2a2, a3x square plus b3x plus c3, this is b3, and here I'll have 2a3. Now what I do is, these two I'll take common and I'll write outside. And now what I do is, I'll replace c1 by c1 minus x square times c3 minus x times c2. Then you can see that this will become 2 times determinant c1 b1 a1, c2 b2 a2, c3 b3 a3 I get. So you can see that this determinant became a constant. There is no x term in that. Therefore determinant of ax is constant. Now we know that determinant of ax transpose is same as determinant of ax. Therefore the whole thing is a constant. I mean determinant of bx is a constant. So it does not depend on x. Let's go to next problem. So in this problem we have to form an 8-digit number divisible by 9. Using the digits from 0 to 9, it is without repeating. So as it has to be divisible by 9, ultimately the sum of the 8 digits must be a multiple of 9. Observe that sum of all the digits from 0 to 9 is 45. And so, as it is already a multiple of 9, the two digits which I leave, their sum must be a multiple of 9. So, I can leave 0 and 9, or I can leave 1, 8, or I can leave 2, 7, or I can leave 3, 6, or I can leave 4, 5. These are the pairs of digits I can leave. So, the required number should form with the 8 digits that you get when you leave this pair or so on. Now, if I leave this pair, observe that the remaining 8 digits I can arrange them in 8 factorial ways. Now, if this is the case, if I leave 1 and 8, then in the 8 digits 0 will be there, which I cannot write in the leading place. Therefore, leading place can be filled in 7 ways, and the remaining 7 digits can be filled in the next 7 places in 7 factorial ways. So those many you get here. Similarly, here also you get again 7 into 7 factorial, like that here also. So it's going to be this one. For fun I'll write 8 into 7 factorial plus these are 4 times 7 into 7 factorial means 28 into 7 factorial. So you are getting it as 36 into 7 factorial. Okay, let's go to next problem.